Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be, does the narcissist know what they are doing? Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So this is a video I created a year ago or so, and I am redoing it with a fresh take. And the reason why is because many people have been emailing me and asking me that exact question, and I read it in the comments section frequently. Remember, if you have a video that you want me to do, and I try my best to create all of them, drop an email at narcdailyvideos@gmail.com. That's also for one-on-one coaching. But does the narcissist know what they're doing? I will just get right to the point. Yes, they do. They know exactly what they're doing. They know how to place an individual, which probably was you at one point, or maybe it's still you right now, in the trauma bond. They also know how to take from individuals. Now, I mention that so frequently on the channel, but it's true. It's 100% true. The narcissist enters relationships, no matter what types these are. If it's a family relationship, meaning siblings or mom, dad, aunt, uncle, lover, romantic interest, spouse, friend, people in a community and or organization you were and or are a part of. Any of these kind of situations, people on airplanes and trains and automobiles, the narcissist enters these relationships for a period of time to try to take as much from them, from the unsuspecting individual, as they can. Let's just jump on this one for a quick minute. You're probably saying, well, airplane, how does that work? Very simple. How's this for you? You're sitting on an airplane. You're flying across the country. I don't know, it's a 5-hour flight, whatever the flight is these days, who knows? The point is you're sitting next to a toxic individual, but they are coming off at you as they are an empathetic, kind, loving individual. You guys strike up a conversation. There's no red flag there at all. This person seems to be just like you. And then they talk to you throughout the whole flight. The flight goes by super quick, and you learned a lot about this person. And what happens? This person says, hey, let's exchange phone numbers. We can drum up a business together. Let's say it's a business potential. Well, you think about it, a couple days go by, next thing you know, what happens? You contact that person and say, yeah, I thought it over. I think that's a good idea. Let's do it. Let's get into business together. What happens? Boom, some time goes by, you get the contract ready and you get your job and all that stuff prepared. And then after some time has passed by, you're still communicating with this individual, but now you're getting closer to them and they're learning about what makes you tick. You sign on the dotted line, you go into business. As soon as that ink is dry, what happens? Boom, you entered a narcissistic relationship. These relationships don't have to be romantic. They don't have to be friends. They can be business associates. And drop comments below if this resonates with you or if something similar happened to you, because the whole point is that is exactly why these individuals are all over the planet. They're everywhere. They are your neighbors. They're people in religious groups. There are people in schools. There are people in any system possible. The point being is, does the narcissist know what they're doing? Yes, they do. Using that example, the narcissist sized you up on a flight across the country. That was more than enough time for them to get close to you and chum up to you and act like you and mirror back to you the things that you wanted to see in another individual. And there you go. You entered a relationship. That's just one example. Another one is the romantic setting that I speak about frequently. You met an individual. Maybe you met them in person through a mutual friend, which means that the individual that you met, perhaps you married, they should have been vetted through a mutual friend, right? Well, that's exactly what happens many times. You meet another individual looking for a romantic relationship, maybe even marriage, and they are a friend of a mutual friend. And you think because that friend, who is a good, kind, loving individual, my hope is they are, and they introduced you to your soon-to-be spouse, let's say, well, you would think that there'd be no red flags there, correct? Right, that's exactly right. But what happens? The narcissist fooled not only you when you married them, but they also fooled the mutual friend. The mutual friend had no clue that the narcissist was a narcissist, the person that you married. Understand what I'm sharing with you. So anybody can be fooled by these people, and most people are. And I'll tell you right now, in the romantic setting, many times the narcissist will use their looks and appearance, batting of the eyelashes, the rosy cheeks, the hair getting done up all the time, the nails, all these kind of things to ensnare other individuals in the web of manipulation. Now, those things are not just for women, they're for men too. Men do the exact same thing, they just look differently. Their hair could be perfect, their eyebrows perfect, etc. Now, I'm not saying everybody that looks great is a narcissist. That's the last thing I'm saying. What I'm sharing with you is you really need to peel the layers of the onion back on narcissism, because this was not taught to you in school. This is your education on my channel. You're getting light bulb moments. You're becoming awakened and aware, educated and empowered. And you need to have boundaries to protect yourself. But getting back on track, as the thumbnail mentions, does the narcissist know what they're doing? Yes, they do. This is exactly what they do. They look for people of high value that have resources, and we'll mention what they are again in a moment, that don't realize that narcissism is prevalent on this planet. They look for people that are kind, that are loving, that are empathetic, that have money, that have time, that have value, and that do the right thing, that are honorable and keep their word and won't quit. These are the types of people the narcissist looks for. Now, when the narcissist gloms onto these people, in other words, they enter a relationship with them, whatever it is, business, romance, attending hobbies and sporting events together, things like that, the unsuspecting individual is being taken advantage of from the very beginning, I can tell you that. But the unsuspecting individual also is putting their guard down because they're believing that the person they're spending time with is an authentic, genuine individual. Nothing could be further from the truth. The truth is the individual that they are now spending time with is just mirroring back what they want to see. And without going into all the details and the definitions of narcissism on this video, I just want to share with you, the narcissist wakes up just like you do every morning. They go to bed just like you do every night. Now, what they do in between there is different than what you do. I can assure you what you do is you probably work, you teach, you learn, you grow, you educate, you raise a family. You're productive, most likely. You have hobbies and you use your time wisely. At least that's my hope. That's what I do. The narcissist uses their time in a different way. I'm not saying they don't use their time wisely. What I'm saying to you is they look for ways to get one over on unsuspecting individuals. They look for ways to take advantage of individuals. That's why they're on their smartphones so frequently, because they're surfing the globe, if you will, and I do mean that globe, the whole world, on dating apps and on social media apps. They're looking for somebody who does not know what's going on that they can target. And you may say, well, Andrew, what are you talking about all over the world? Like, wouldn't they just be working, looking to take advantage of people where they live? Not even close. So frequently I hear that narcissism is prevalent on social media. I know that, you know that. What I'm trying to share with you is these people, they look to steal your money from you many times also, and they will scam you from different countries. I'm not going to mention the countries, but there are scammers in every country on the planet. And if somebody's approaching you and it seems too good to be true, and they're claiming that they're a victim and they have a sob story, or they just need a little bit of help right now to get them through the month, and you don't even know these people, block, delete, goodbye, remove. That's what you need to do. Because yes, people in different countries, or your own country, wherever you're located, they will look to take advantage of unsuspecting individuals. And it isn't just a certain age group or demographic, it's everybody. That's why you need to have boundaries. That's why you need to understand that, yes, in fact, the narcissist does know what they're doing. They know every single move of every single day. That's why, think about this. You made plans with the narcissist. Say you made plans a week in advance. You're looking forward to going to the event, whatever it is. And then an hour before the event or 20 minutes before, the narcissist cancels. Why do you think that is? I'll tell you why. Number one, to ruin the event for you so you don't enjoy whatever that was going to be. But number two, something better came up. And that's what they're doing. They're looking at their opportunities. They are looking to see if what the plans that you made are actually worth doing, or did something better come along. That is why so frequently, if you really think about this, making plans with a narcissist is challenging, to say the least, because they want to keep their options open. Why? Because they know what they're doing. Because they know that if a better option comes open, that they'll jump on that in a minute. In other words, they have plans to see a movie with you next Friday night at 5 o'clock. Okay, great, sounds good. Well, all of a sudden, the day before the movie, they get invited to go on a boat trip for a day boat trip. What are they going to do? I think they're going to go on the day boat trip because they don't have to lift a finger, and they'll be treated like they'll be taken care of on the boat trip. And the movie is nothing. The movie's going to keep playing for weeks to come. This is what these people do. It's exactly what they do. They take advantage of individuals and they blend in with the population, which means the narcissist that you knew and or know, you know them very well. You know what makes them tick now, and you've identified that they are a narcissist. To the outside world, individuals that don't spend much time with the narcissist don't even know that they're a narcissist. That is exactly why the narcissist jumps from people to people to people. Now, you may say, yeah, I've heard that before, Andrew, I get it, but what are you trying to get to? I'm trying to get to this. Remember, the narcissist keeps people away from people. They have little groups, little bubbles, little sects of people. And what they do is they entertain one little group for a month or so, and then they jump to the next one and the next one and the next one, because they're always keeping people off balance. That's why they pop in and pop out of relationships. That is exactly what they do. Having said that, when the narcissist, think about this for a minute, when the narcissist is gaslighting you or blame shifting you or giving you the silent treatment, do you think that they know what they're doing? Of course they do. They know exactly what they're doing. Do they know what it's called? Do they know the definitions? Probably by now they do. I would say so, yes. But they know the behavior. That's what really matters. It's not the fact that they can say what gaslighting is or the silent treatment. It's that they administer it because they're taught this and they know that it works. And they know how to weaponize your affection against yourself. In other words, maybe you fell in love with the narcissist. Well, remember, the narcissist can't fall in love with you. They had you fall in love with them and they placed you in the trauma bond, which is exactly where they wanted to place you for a period of time. As long as you would stay there, if you want the truth, that's what they wanted to do. And the whole time when you were placed in there, you were working for the narcissist. You were working for the relationship. Your health was taking a hit. Your finances were taking a hit. Your social circle was being blown up every day. Your job was, you weren't being as productive at your job. And you were not who you were. You were being financially abused. And you kept on working for the narcissist, doing things, paying their bills, taking care of their kids, putting a roof over their head, etc. All these things you did because you were in love and you were in a trance-like, zombie-like state, the narcissistic fog. And most of that time was in the devaluation stage. Now, that's a lot to unpack, but what I'm sharing with you is the narcissist knows what they're doing because keep this in mind. What do they do throughout life? They go from one relationship to the next, to the next, to the next. That's why they relocate so frequently. That's why they move houses so frequently. That's why they move countries at times, or cities or towns. That's why there's no stability in these relationships because A, they can't have it. They need disruption and manipulation. But B, stability is not in the narcissist wheelhouse. They don't even know what stability is. They have no clue. All they know is they feed off of other individuals, other unsuspecting individuals who they placed in the trauma bond, who can't and don't know what just has happened to them. That's how they feed. Now, I know feeding off of another individual is a disgusting metaphor, but it's what they do. There's an energetic, spiritual connection here, and it is deeper than you know. And the more you go down the rabbit hole of narcissism, the more you will understand that if you were in that zombie-like, trance-like state, the narcissistic fog, the trauma bond, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you are very, very fortunate to break free from it. It is one of the most challenging things to overcome. But I did it. If I did it, you can do it. You need to be focused on yourself and understand that in time, in your time, you will do it with the tools I provide on the channel. But getting back on track, does the narcissist know what they're doing? Yes, they know exactly what they're doing. They know what kind of mood they're going to be in when the front door opens, because based on their day, they will determine how they're going to treat you that day. Remember earlier I said to you, you go to bed the same way as the narcissist and you wake up the same way, meaning you still have the same amount of time. Well, when you go to bed at night, was it challenging when you were in the narcissistic relationship? Absolutely. Why? Because you were walking around on eggshells. And why do you think you were walking around on eggshells all the time and being unsure of yourself? Because you were with a toxic individual who wouldn't allow you to be yourself. You were always putting out their fires. You were always doing things for them. You were always on the go. There was no such thing as just being. That's exactly what happens. And going back to what the narcissist would do when they would open the front door after work, if they had a good full day of supply that day, or they ripped somebody off or made a lot of money, or they destroyed someone's day or whatever they did, then yeah, you would have a relatively quiet day that day, usually. But if they didn't get their supply that day, well, what were you? You were the built-in source of supply behind the four walls, and that's where you would be punished for being you. But you didn't know what it was. And when I say punished, let's take an example. The narcissist would open the front door after they came home from work, and you were treated like a ghost, like you didn't even exist. And that went on and on and on. And then you're like, wait, something's wrong here, but I didn't do anything. So I'm just gonna wait, give them some time, give the narcissist some time to cool down and see what happens. And that rolls into 5-6 hours later and you're still not being talked to. And you're like, what's going on? And then you talk to them and they're like, well, you did something last Thursday and I'm just not happy with it. And you're like, what are you talking about? Today is Wednesday, that's 6 days. What do you mean? And what did I do? And then you start questioning yourself and then you think about it. And did you do something? Probably not. But the narcissist is planting the seed of doubt in your mind. So then you let some time go by and then you're like, wow, well, whatever it is, I apologize. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. I won't do it again. And then what does the narcissist do? Their pitch black pupils get filled with supply. They look at you. They have you apologizing for something you never did a week ago. Now the silent treatment has worked again. So this is how the narcissist knows what they're doing. These are the manipulating games that they play. These are the tactics they use. These are the weapons they destroy people's lives with. So if you ever question for a moment, does the narcissist know what they're doing? Play this video, play it a few times. They completely know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. Think about when the relationship ended, if you were discarded, and if you were, my heart goes out to you. How did they end that relationship? Well, they just called up a couple movers, had the cleaning lady, the movers themselves, and some other individuals ransack the house, pack it up, and drive away. No closure, nothing. Zero. That's what these people do because they don't care. They flat out don't care about anybody but themselves, including their own children. Understand the message. You need to really have boundaries and understand that there are people that walk this planet that do not have your best interest at heart, and the narcissist is certainly at the top of that list. So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that you are not alone. God bless you. I love you, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day, you guys. I love you all. Bye.